Boy, oh boy, does the story ever change rapidly when you're a part of Greta Inc. When you're on Greta Thunberg's PR team, you have to make sure that you're adjusting the narrative whenever there is global outcry. And boy, was there ever global outcry last night. Greta Thunberg was being sold by CNN as a coronavirus expert. She was going to be appearing on a panel, and she actually still is appearing on this panel, Coronavirus, Facts and Fears. Now, Greta Thunberg has never been great with facts, but she certainly has the fears department covered. Just like when she was being sold as a climate expert, and the global elite and the leftists were all too happy to take her by their side and sell her for something that she wasn't, CNN is now doing exactly the same with the left's favorite young child. Greta Thunberg realized that this was not going over well. Over 30,000 tweets appeared on Twitter of people laughing that she was being sold as something that she wasn't. Now, Greta Thunberg's PR team kicked it into high gear this morning in North America and in the afternoon in Sweden, saying that she never was an expert. She was never being sold as an expert. She's here to talk about something else entirely. But you can understand why people would think that she was being sold as an expert, because she was. Greta Thunberg was going to be standing on this CNN town hall panel next to the former Secretary of Health and Human Services. If you're not from the United States, a Secretary of Health and Human Services is basically like the Minister of Health. On top of that heavy hitter, Greta Thunberg was also going to be standing next to the former director of the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. So you have those two heavy hitters, and then you have Greta Thunberg. And CNN was acting like Greta Thunberg was going to actually be a thoughtful contributor, like she was actually some sort of expert here. You can't make this stuff up. So Greta Thunberg, of course, goes to Twitter to say, "Tonight I'll be interviewed by CNN to talk about the new campaign supporting UNICEF during COVID-19 and about being an activist in a world altered by the coronavirus. It seems some people thought I was going to be on an expert panel," which of course has never been the case. Of course, Greta, how could we have thought that the former director of the CDC and the former Secretary of Health and Human Services were experts, and you were just, for some reason, sitting on a panel with them? How could we have thought that they were experts? This doesn't make any sense. This is our fault, Greta. We realize our mistake now. Greta Thunberg has always sold herself for something that she's not, like when she says she was an environmentalist. When I saw her Tesla in Edmonton, Alberta, when I was interviewing her in that viral interview that exposed her for what she is, we saw the inside of her Tesla that was donated to her cause by Arnold Schwarzenegger. We saw the inside of it that exposed her for what she is. There's a Greta on the outside, and then there's a Greta on the inside. Greta says over and over again that we shouldn't be eating imported goods, we shouldn't be using plastic. But on the inside of her Tesla, there it was. Plastic goods, plastic water bottles, plastic grocery bags, imported crackers from Sweden. You can't make this stuff up. The mainstream media wouldn't be telling you this, of course. CNN was trying to sell her as an expert. But we've exposed Greta before. We've exposed her in Greta Inc., showing exactly who is behind her and the entire industry, the entire green global industry that is hell-bent on propping her up and making her look like a climate messiah, making the world think that we really should be panicking. And this new coronavirus, Greta Thunberg, is just another example of that. You can check out that coverage, Greta Inc., by going to gretainc.com. I have some very fun interactions with the massive amount of security guards that she had while she was protesting on her Fridays for Future strikes in front of the Swedish Parliament. I really encourage you to go check that out. For Rebel News, I'm Cian Bexte. Hey, thanks for checking out our coverage here on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe to us, of course, but be sure to go to gretainc.com. It's a really interesting documentary. You have all the time in the world while you're locked up at home. It's just 30 minutes, and it will expose Greta Thunberg for who she really is.